Well, number one, I coach the outside receivers here at Texas Tech, and our guys are going to be held accountable. They're going to be held accountable to be on time. They're going to get out of bed, and they're going to come to work every day, whether it's in the classroom, whether it's with the tutor, or whether it's up here at the football facility. But they're going to be held accountable to do what's right. You know, we're building a lot of things around here. We're going to win championships. That's going to happen. We're going to get degrees with great GPAs, and that's going to happen as well. But when we leave Texas Tech University, there's other things going to happen too. These guys are going to walk out of here, and they're going to be better men. They're going to be great family members. They're going to raise their kids, and they're going to be successful in life. And you know, that's the big thing. We got to hold people accountable. We got to make sure when we get out there that if we're asking them to run a certain route a certain way, that they do it that way. And because that's the stuff that carries over. Being on time, being where you're supposed to be. When we're asked to be at a certain place at a certain time in a route, or to block the right person on a certain play, that's being accountable. And that's the stuff that carries over, that builds success for people. I'm a firm believer that athletics, it ought to make everybody have it, because it does build accountability in your life, and lots of people come in athletics with success because of that. Well, there's two things probably. Number one, I love the relationships with the players. You know, there's several things that you can do in this world to build great relationships. I know in a bunch of different professions, but getting to work with young guys that are growing into men, and then watching them grow. You know, just last week I had dinner with an ex-player of mine who now has his family, has his own business that he does, and we're still talk. I've got lots of people that we still talk with, and watching these kids grow and to see what they're capable of. And you know, the process of pulling that out of them is great. And so I love that, but you can't take away from Saturdays. You know, Saturdays here at Jones Stadium is just a great feeling. You know, these players, these coaches, the support staff, everybody works so hard for about 12 to 13, maybe 14 days a year, and that's it. That's all you got. So when you get out there and you sacrifice all your life, all year round, 365 days a year for those 12 to 14 Saturdays, you know, that's a rush. And these fans here in Lubbock make it even better. You know, you get out there and that stadium's packed, and when you get a big win, we celebrate it like crazy. And when we get a tough loss, we'll go shake hands and look them in the eye and tell them good game. And but we'll shake that off Saturday night at midnight and get ready for that next opponent that next Sunday. My father spent 45 years in this business at the collegiate and professional level, and you know, I was one of those guys that was kind of a gym rat. I hung around all the time. Anytime school was over as a young kid, I was finding a ride up to this stadium and up to others growing up, and just loved being around it. And I always admired how he you know, handled his job with class, and he handled those student athletes and those professional players with respect. And I thought he was a high character individual that you know, I always admired how he gained respect from those people that were working under him. And you know, hope one day that I could be half that good. I'd be okay. And on top of that, he was obviously just a great parent to us. And so hopefully, again, you know, having two young kids myself, I can be half the man he is. Well, I think number one, football's supposed to be fun. The game was invented a long time ago to have fun with, and I think sometimes when we get carried away and we look up and it turns into work, and it turns into a grind, and it is a grind. It needs to be a grind because we're all held accountable for it. But I think number one, we need to play hard, and number one, and we need to have fun. Number two, and we can't let either one of those slide. The moment we quit playing hard, the moment we quit working hard at practice, and our effort sets a little bit, then that's the moment that we need to change our pulse a little bit, and you know, that's when the fun gets taken away from mine some. But number one, they need to have fun and know that this is a game, and at the end of the day, after a big win, we're going to celebrate it because we worked hard to get there. Well, there's something about West Texas, and I swear this, I've thought it my whole life. I've lived at several different places around the country, and they are the friendliest, nicest people in the world. And when you combine that in a big-time college football town, man, what a great, exciting place Texas Tech is. You know, Lubbock's got lots to offer, lots of great things for people to do. But once football season rolls around and the leaves start falling off the trees and it's time to kick off the season, this place changes and everybody wraps around the Red Raider football team. And I tell you, there's not a more special place on earth to watch a game. Well, I think there's different levels of it. I think that, number one, I told our outside receivers this when we first met day one, and I've told them several times since, and they're seeing it. I've got a family too. They've got families, and they've sacrificed their relationships with their families and how much time they can be around them to be here and to put in the effort that it takes to be a successful college program. Well, that goes hand in hand with our staff too. We've got a bunch of young staff members here. We got a bunch of young kids, and I want to build those relationships with those players. Those players are part of my family. My kids are part of their family, and they're gonna come up off the field after a rough day, and they're gonna get tackled by my two young ones, and they know that going into it. And so that's important to me. We want to be a part of each other's life because that's what we got. We're going to spend so much time with each other. That also goes with our staff alone. Coach Tuberville's big on family around here and around our offices, and I tell you that just builds unity. And you know what? You gain respect for one another, and you gain respect for your players. And I think they maybe build off of that. They appreciate the fact that you care about them and that you want them a part of your life. And so family, I think, breeds championships. You want to work hard. You want to sacrifice for each other. Well, and like I've said once or twice before, we've seen it grow here in Lubbock. Early in the '80s when Coach Jerry Moore was here and the program was struggling, and they went and made a couple moves, and Coach Dykes got it built up there in the mid to late '80s and got to where they were going to some bowl games and got it to where they were having some success. Then it was carried over again, and the next regime came in, and they built it to a different level. They took it to where it was 8 wins and 9 wins and an occasional 10, and really got it to where this was a national place to go for a college player. And now I think it's time for that next level. When Coach Tuberville talks and talks about championships, it's not a ploy where, hey, this is what we need to do. It is going to happen. That's what we're going to do here. It's the next step at Texas Tech. It's time. It's exciting, and like I said the last time, Raider Nation, get ready because it's coming and it's coming fast.